the border region. That region is, maybe you have in your mind a map of, I wish I had a good map, maybe you have in your mind a map of Britain, and off the west coast of Britain lies Ireland. Up in the northern corner of Britain is an area that I call the border region. It's northern England, counties of northern England, and the lowlands of Scotland. This is the homeland of the Scotch-Irish. They are border people. They're a mixture of English and Scots of the lowlands. In a way, the fact that they're border people for genealogists, makes our story a lot more complicated. It's easy to spot those typical Scotch-Irish names like McDowell and McRae and so forth. More tricky are the names like Brown, Green, and Smith and Thomas, seemingly English names. But if you look at the records of ships coming from Northern Ireland bringing Scotch-Irish, many of the names that you find are names like Green and Brown and Smith and Thomas and Russell and Patton and so forth. These are English names from the border region that are as much part of the Scotch-Irish tradition as the McDowells and the McRaes are. Now, the border region of Britain and the province of Ulster very closely connected in history. From the earliest time, people have moved freely across the north channel of the Irish Sea between Ulster and the border region. It's a very easy passage. On a clear sunny day, you can look right across from Ireland and see the coast of Scotland, and it's very inviting to think of a small boat crossing that, and certainly people did. The people of these two regions, the border region and of Ulster, are predominantly Celtic peoples. In early times, they spoke related Celtic languages, and their lifestyles are very similar. They both practiced the same kind of agriculture, which was quite distinctive and different from that of the English. It is basically, as the speaker this morning touched on that aspect of Southern history, they're basically herding people. Where Reverend Shrum was talking about the importance of herding here in the South. Well, the roots of that go back to these Celtic peoples in Scotland and Ireland. They practiced an agriculture which emphasized raising cattle and sheep combined with basic subsistence agriculture. They were more pastoral than the English were. And their lifestyle was a more scattered, pastoral, kind of a single family farmstead kind of life, quite different from the well-organized English village. So one of the first things we notice is that there are real cultural differences between these Celtic people in Scotland and Northern Ireland and the English themselves. Before 1600, the English, well, I shouldn't even say before 1600, before and after 1600, the English regarded Celtic people to the north of them as primitive, backward, chaotic people. Perhaps by some standards they were. They certainly lived a hard life. But the biggest reason for that judgment was not so much that they were truly primitive, as that their lifestyle was quite different from that of the English, and the English were rather judgmental about the